after the events of the book, I delved into a very deep crisis. And I must have also been under so much medication that I was completely unaware of what was going on around me. I remember that when I came back to my senses, I didn't know where I was. I found myself in this high-end apartment in a tall building. Later on I realized it was a very luxurious hotel. I was never left alone, and as I was getting better and I was able to go around what was a suite in the hotel, I began to talk to that person that was in charge of me. Sometimes it was a man, sometimes it was a woman. I kept asking, where am I? What am I doing here? And they kept telling me that someone was going to let me know when I feel a bit better. I remember there was a nurse available for me 24/7. There was a doctor that would see me every day, and a psychologist would come and visit me every afternoon. But the enormous glass doors that led to the balcony or terrace, I would say, were locked. They said it was for my own safety. Whenever they opened the front door, I could also see that there was this enormous guy there in the corridor. After a few days, as I began to feel well, a young man came in with 4 other people. 2 big blokes stood there like bodyguards, and a man and a woman, assessors, I would say, of this young man who I didn't know at the time. Later on I realized who he was, but I don't think I'm going to say his name, because first of all, no one would believe me, and on the other hand, I don't feel like having to deal with the consequences of saying his name. But the thing is that he seemed so happy to meet me. Of course, I asked him, am I detained here? He said, no. He said that that was the suite of a hotel that belonged to one of his best friends, and that I could take advantage of all of the facilities of the hotel. But I said, okay, but can I leave the hotel? He said, yeah, of course you can leave the hotel. I suggest whenever you want to leave the place, just tell the guy at the door, and he will go with you and take care of everything you need. And I said, yeah, but can I leave the hotel just on my own? And he said, I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't recommend you do that because first, you are not all that well, and secondly, you may not be safe on your own. He then asked his assistant to hand me a smartphone. And he said, just send me anything by WhatsApp, anything that crosses your mind that you feel like sharing, just send it directly to me. And they also gave me a laptop with internet. And after shaking hands, he and the other 4 guys just left. The phone wasn't of any use to me because at that stage I just couldn't remember any names. But a few hours after he left, that person that was always with me unlocked the glass doors that led to the balcony, so I could enjoy the beautiful view of the sea and the city. I realized I was in Barcelona. I will let you know more about all of this